Hey everybody, I'm back. It's the Washington Wizards versus the Phoenix Suns DraftKings video. This is for July 31st. This is probably the most DFS friendly game on the slate. I don't know why you're here watching this video. There could be multiple reasons. You could be here to find some pivots because the first game didn't go so well, or you're here before all the games start anyway to find the best plays in this game. Both those options are very viable in this video, and you will find good plays from this video, some good contrarian plays, the chalk plays, because there's some chalk in this game. And you'll learn why these are the better plays. But before I get into all of that, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, turn on notification bell, leave a comment. All those things really help me grow the channel. We've been growing pretty well as of late, and I want to continue to do that with the start of NBA the restart of NBA. If you want more of my content, you should subscribe to my Patreon. I'll link it in the description below. The Patreon is only $10 a month. You're gonna get the cheat sheet along with projections and daily article. Salary tier rankings, and a cash core for DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo, SuperDraft, and Fantasy Draft. So all 5 websites. A lot of content for you. If you play more than one site, then this is the place for you. If you only play one, if you only play like Fantasy Draft, where there's not a lot of content out there anyway, Fantasy Draft might be the way to go. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. All that stuff's very, very helpful for me. Helps me really grow this channel. All right, let's get into it. So before I get into the player by player, we are going to go over the Vegas lines and the pace of the game. So this is the highest total game on the slate at 225.5. I mean, this game is going to be so chalky. There's going to be a ton of scoring, like no defense. It's just 2 terrible defensive teams, 2 bad teams in general. I mean, the Wizards just suck. The Suns aren't that bad, but they're still pretty bad. But the Wizards shouldn't even be in the bubble. They're so bad. But yeah, it's a game total of 225.5, which is more than the average it's more than the average for Phoenix, but not for Washington. It's a team line of 115.8 for Phoenix, which is 3 more points than what they do on average, and a team line of 109.2 for the Wizards, which is a little bit less than what they do on average. But the Wizards, everything's gonna be lower because they don't have Beal and Bertans for the rest of the year, and it's their 2 best players. So when we go to pace of play, you have the Phoenix Suns who played a pace of 105.1, and the Wizards played a pace of 106.8. So it is a pace up spot for Phoenix and a pace down spot for Washington, but it's still really not that much of a difference. The biggest thing is just the lack of defense that's going to be played in this game. It's just ridiculous. I mean, especially with all the value in Washington, it's just going to be chalk, chalk, chalk. But all right, so let's get into the player by player. We'll start off DeAndre Ayton at 7,900. He's just too cheap. That's the thing about this slate that DraftKings has done. They've made all the prices soft, so it's easy to make whoever you want in a lineup on DraftKings. They're trying to promote their business and trying to. I mean, I respect it for it, but it just makes so much chalk on the slate. And I mean, it's so much chalk that it might not actually be as chalky as I think. But DeAndre Ayton at 7,900 just feels too cheap. I have him right now projected for 34 minutes. He's a 1.21 point per minute guy. He's a 24.3 usage guy. He's the second highest usage on the team, I believe, especially if Oubre out. Actually, if Oubre out, he gets a 1% usage bump to 25.7 and a rebound percentage of 22 and an assist percentage of 9.7. All those are bumping up a little bit. So yeah, DeAndre Ayton's getting some bumps up because Kelly Oubre's out. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, Kelly Oubre is out. That is actually, I mean, it's not as big as you would think, but it's still a pretty decent injury. There are some more injuries to Phoenix. Aaron Baines is questionable, and Dario Saric are both questionable. Baines has had corona, and he just got back, so we'll see if he plays. I honestly doubt he plays because he hasn't practiced the team at all. So I don't expect Aaron Baines to play. And then Dario Saric as well. He sat out the last scrimmage of knee soreness, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I know he sat out the last scrimmage, something with his knees. He might play, but I still wouldn't expect him to play that much. But the Aaron Baines being out one's big. Frank Kaminsky is back, and I think he's going to get some minutes now. And especially if both Baines and Sarge are out, he's going to get big minutes. So it's at the 4 spot. DeAndre, which also frees up all the centermans for DeAndre without Aaron Baines. So he might even play more than 34. He's going to be on the court the entire game. And I mean, it might even get so drastic that Tariq Owens might get to play. I don't have him projected for any minutes right now, but he might have to play. Oh, no, wait, never mind. Chuck Diallo. Chuck Diallo is going to play. He's going to get minutes, probably to back up centermans behind DeAndre Ayton. It's really going to all come down to if Baines and Sarge play. Be on the lookout for that. I don't know when that's going to come out. I assume it'll come out before lock tomorrow, but in case it doesn't, make sure to have your Twitter notifications on or whatever way you get news of injuries. Make sure to have that ready because Aaron Baines and Sarge are actually pretty big injuries that open up the front court for guys like Diallo and Kaminsky, who are both the minimum on DraftKings. So I think Sarge is going to play. I don't think Baines is going to play. So that means probably it's going to be some more minutes for Diallo and some more minutes for both Kaminsky and Diallo, but not as much as it says right now for them. Up next we have Devin Booker at 8,800, who might be probably my favorite like top end play on the slate. I guess I don't know if you want to call him. He's not an elite stud, but he's like the tier right below Devin Booker. I mean, he's just like we've gotten to the point where I just know Devin Booker's just gonna jack the shots up. There's nothing else he's gonna do. He's just gonna start throwing shots up, and it's against the Washington Wizards, which is a terrible defense. This is the game style that fits him perfectly. He's got the highest usage rate on the team, and he has a 3% usage bump with Kelly Oubre off the court, and he has a 2% assist rate bump with Kelly Oubre also off the court. So, Booker's got some usage bumps. He's only 8,800. He shouldn't have a problem paying off that 44 points he needs to get, and he could definitely 6x as well. So I do like Devin Booker a good bit. Mikal Bridges, I'm never really interested in playing him on a big slate. He's just not someone. He just never really offers too much upside. And he's 5,600, which seems a little bit pricey. But he is getting a little bit of a usage bump, but not really a ton. 0.3% usage bump with Oubre out the court is really not that much. So Bridges is okay. Not someone I'm really looking to go to. I just talked about Check Diallo, but if he's going to get a lot of minutes, like if Baines and Sarge are both out, I think Diallo can end up being a good play. He won't start. That's the other thing. I'm interested to see what the starting lineup is going to be if those guys are out. So we know Booker, Bridges, Rubio, and Ayton are going to start, but who are they putting at the 4 now? Is it going to be Frank Kaminsky? Is it going to be Cam Johnson? So one of those two will probably end up starting. That's going to be a big thing to be on the lookout for with this team is the starting lineup. But I don't expect Diallo to start, but he could come off the bench and play 20 minutes, and he's going to smash that salary at that 0.9 points per minute. I've totally been forgetting to look at the matchup, but every single matchup is positive matchup. Positive. The only one that was negative was against like small forwards. Not really many of them on this team, and it's not even that big, not even that negative. So, all these matchups, that's really why I'm not really talking about them as much in this video, is because they're just all positive. The Wizards suck at defense. They can't guard anything. They're like the bottom of the pack, and against bigs, against guards, it's just bad. So, yeah. Up next, I want to talk about Cam Johnson. If he gets 26 minutes at 4,300, he's going to be a great play. My biggest win I've ever had in NBA DraftKings came because of Cam Johnson. So, I have a soft spot for him at 4,300. He's not as cheap as he was that night, but he's got some decent upside. If he gets hot from the 3-point line, he's going to be very good. So he's a solid play. Frank Kaminsky, I just talked about 3,100. He plays. I have him projected for 31, but I doubt that's what he plays. I'll probably bring that down a little bit. But even if he plays 24, he's going to smash that salary at 3,100, and he's going to be chalk if we know about Sarge not playing beforehand. Or Baines, either one of them doesn't play, Kaminsky's going to be a good play. And I'm pretty sure one of them's not going to play. So, I like Kaminsky a good bit. And then the last one I want to talk about here is Ricky Rubio at 7,400. I have him projected for 33 minutes, and he is in just a very good spot. He has, with Kelly Oubre off the court, he doesn't get any bumps, so that's not fun, but it doesn't matter. Ricky Rubio against the Wizards is just such a good matchup. They're just so bad at defense. 1 point higher than average against point guards, and just everyone on his Suns team is great plays. They're the team I just want to target overall on this whole slate, because I just want to target whoever's playing Washington every single night, because they just suck. Up next we got the Wizards, and Bradley Beal and Davis Bertans are out for the season, and those are two big players, especially Bradley Beal. All the usage he has a 34.4 usage percentage on the year, so that just is gonna bring up so much usage for other guys. One of the main guys that it does is Troy Brown, and all these guys are cheap too. Like Troy Brown's 4,700, a 0.8 point minute guy. He has with Bradley Beal off the court, he gets a 1% usage bump, and he gets But Troy Brown Jr. is a forward. He's not really going to be carrying the ball as much, so Bertans really affects him more than anything. But Troy Brown at 4,700 is going to play a ton of minutes. I expect a good game from him. I expect him to be chalky. He's not really my favorite play, but I do like him. Rui Hachimura at 7,400. When I first looked at this, I was like, Rui Hachimura is expensive, but he really deserves it. With Davis Bertans off the court and Bradley Beal off the court, he's just been a usage hog. 21.2 usage percentage. That's up 2.5. And so that just looks like a really, really good play for Rui Hachimura. He's going up against Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton's just not a good defender. Neither is Rui Hachimura. So Both those centers should cook on offense tomorrow. So yeah, Rui looks pretty good. Good play. Not my favorite play in the slate by any means, but he's a solid play. Then we got Shabazz Napier, who's going to be just mega chalk tomorrow at 5,700. I mean, I just don't know why I didn't price him up. I mean, when Bradley Beal's in play, I mean, we know Napier's playing 30-plus minutes for sure. And when Bradley Beal's off the court, he has a usage percentage of 26.1, which is up 7%, and a assist percentage of 34.4, which is up 5%. So this is where most of the usage is going to, is Shabazz Napier. And he's only 5,700, and he's going up against Phoenix, who's not really that good at defense. They allow 4 more points than the average to point guards on the year. So, yeah, Shabazz Napier is in a fantastic matchup here and a fantastic spot with good minutes and a great price. He's going to be chalk. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Shabazz Napier tomorrow is the highest owned player on the slate. I mean, he just should be. He's just in a great spot, and he's a good player. Ish Smith's 4,000, and if you want to get different and pivot off Shabazz Napier, this is the guy to do it. I mean, it's just the other point guard. I'm sure Shabazz starts, but Ish comes off the bench and should play a good chunk of minutes this game. With Bradley Beal off the court, he has a 4% usage bump and a 4% assist rate bump, so yeah, Ish Smith's good as well. And then lastly, we have Mo Wagner, who I expect to play some good minutes at 4,300 in a solid matchup, but he's just not really – he doesn't have a ton of upside in my opinion. There's just other guys around that same price on the whole slate that I'd rather play than Mo Wagner. Same with Ish Smith, but I think Smith's a decent pivot off of Shabazz Napier. But yeah, that's really what I got to talk about on that slate. I love Shabazz Napier as a chalk play. I love him in cash. I think Troy Brown Jr. is a solid play. Hachimura is a good contrarian play tomorrow. And then the Phoenix lineup is you're gonna have to wait and see who's playing and what. But if you subscribe to the Patreon, I mean, I'm gonna get everything updated in time for sure. I'm not gonna leave you guys in the dark. If you follow me on Twitter, might talk about it too over there, but no guarantees on that. So make sure to subscribe to the Patreon where you will get updated spreadsheets on projections and everything as the games are going on tomorrow throughout the day, not just right before lock. Yeah, make sure to know who's gonna play and who's not gonna play. That's important. If Baines and Sarge both miss, I mean, Kaminsky's just a lock, I think. And then Diallo is pretty close to it. So, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, turn on notification bell, subscribe to my Patreon, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Hope you guys make some money this weekend.